What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your Thursday morning stream. I am very excited to be here. I don't know, I just woke up feeling in a much better mood today, and I apologize for being a couple minutes late. You can blame Darkest Night. I'm just gonna keep throwing him under the bus because he has this tendency to always call me like 5 or 10 minutes before I jump on the live stream, and then you know how it goes. We just get into something, and I'm like, oh shoot, let me go make sure I jump off. I'm not too late on the stream, but he's doing well. I'm looking forward to seeing him next month, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys. Really, really excited for everything that's going on. Now, let me see who is here in the chat, and then we can jump into stuff. I just posted a video. Actually, I got a couple bearish videos coming out today, so I'll just give you a heads up because I pre-recorded some of them in the morning. So the SPS new all-time low video just came out, and then there's going to be something where we take a closer look at the DEC supply. So yeah, Splinterlands not looking awesome at the moment, but still excited for Land and for Rebellion. And here you go. When Splinterlands stream? I guess we're starting now. But I do want to say, Aaron, that I think what's put me in a really good mood, and I haven't actually had a chance to jump into it yet. I don't know if you guys saw the My Pet Hooligan trailer last night. It's a cinematic trailer, but man, it looked so good. Oh my goodness. It looked AAA studio-esque. Now, people have been telling me about My Pet Hooligan for a while, and I was just sitting on it, right? People even here on this channel and in the comments section have been talking about it, and it's less like, nah, whatever. Like, it's another game out there. I just didn't take the time to look. But then I see that trailer. And I'm just like, oh shoot, this gaming studio has money. Oh shoot, this gaming studio is like really deep into marketing. I want to check out what's going on. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at it yet, it is fantastic. In fact, I can probably share it here if you guys want to watch it. Let me know if you guys want to watch it here. I can probably pull it up on YouTube. But Powis, what is going on? Good to see you here. Oh, and just to wrap up what I was talking about, I just want to see the gaming industry thrive, right? The Web3 gaming industry. Now, this isn't for Splinterlands or against Splinterlands. It's just literally like, I want to see an Axie Infinity rise up from the ashes of this bear market, whatever it ends up being called, not Axie Infinity, but a type of Axie Infinity that can help to get the whole gaming market pushing again, because there's a lot of really cool projects out there, and a lot of them are either launching or public beta or whatever it is right now. And I just remember 2021, it was really exciting to go around and check out all these different games. And back then, it was a lot of promises, and it was a lot of like token releases. And those tokens aren't doing great right now, but the exciting thing is the games are coming out. And if the games end up being good, this could be a phenomenal time, right? Just to go in, check things out, get involved, right? Like, here's a crazy thing, right? Sure, was it great to be involved with Splinterlands all the way from 2021, 2 years ago? I mean, I have zero regrets outside of probably not taking more ice cream money off the table. But the other best time to get it would probably be right now, right? The prices are at the complete bottom. And so I can't imagine that Splinterlands is the only one that's like this, right? The prices are completely bottomed out or still bottoming out while there's actual stuff set to release very soon, right? Whether that's Splinterlands or now you just had the Parallel is just launching their own or another set, I think, or yeah, one of their new sets. There's My Pet Hooligan with the public beta access. Or no, I don't even know if it's beta access, but public access on the Epic Games launcher of all things, which is pretty cool. So I'm just excited for Web3 gaming and where things are heading. And I just want to talk to you guys about it. Is that cool? Can we do that? Let's do it. All right. So BB Omega in the house. What's going on? Let's go. Wibble Wee Virus. What is happening? Man needs to sing us a song for being late. Man, we gotta work on some new stuff too. I do have things in the works, but unfortunately no release dates yet. But keep an eye out, as that stuff should be done relatively soon. Anand, good morning. What's going on? Speaking of projects, I know I keep saying it, Anand, but I haven't jumped in. Actually, that's what we're gonna do today. If you guys want me to check out projects, let's go and jump into some of these projects. I want to go look at websites. I want to have them saved here. I know Icy Flow doesn't come around anymore, but I was just going through my tabs of stuff that I never closed. And here's World Eternal, something he mentioned to me like months ago. I don't even know where it's at, but I've kept the tab open simply because it's like something that I wanted to get back to. But I think it's important that we jump into some cool stuff today. So I'm excited. Yo, Ghostly BG, what's happening? International Travel Channel, Guten Tag. We can never blame Darkest Night. No, indeed not. Good dude. You're liking the frequency of the videos. Awesome. I would love to, I really would love to expand the scope of the channel. And I'm hoping that I'll get some free time to start diving into some of the other cool games and projects that I am like peripherally following, but haven't really, taken the deep dive into their ecosystems. Like I started reading the, what's that called? I started reading the parallel, or it's not really the parallel, but the Echelon Prime white paper, and that thing is so dense. There's a lot in there, but it was really impressive. So I need to get back to it. All right, show us the goodies. Yo, what's going on, Geotrix? Good to see you here. Oh my gosh, Harris is back. Oh, the bull run's about to return if Harris is coming back. Good morning. Don't mind me. Just listen to get some updates on SPL. All right. So what are the updates on Splinterlands? We had our town square earlier this week. We have a town hall coming up next week. It'll be the final town hall of September. It'll be followed by the final release date of September. We still do not have Land 1.5. It sounds like there is going to be another update pushed to the MAV server as soon as it is done with the internal QA. So my thought process is if the Mavs haven't even touched that new update yet and played around with it, there's probably very little chance that we get Land 1.5 full launch in September. Don't get me wrong, I would love to have it, and I don't mind staying up all night Monday or Tuesday, whatever it is, and getting that thing going. But at this point, it's seeming highly unlikely. Now, here's the good thing. If the team has worked through all the other major bugs, they put out this new update, which has, I think it's like mainly focused on like keeps and castles and the taxes and claiming for keeps and castles. If it's just small stuff, there's a chance, but I really don't want to get your hopes, or actually more so my hopes, up any higher. So if the team is not going to be able to get it out in September, obviously we're looking into October at this point. And let me just pull up the calendar. The two release dates that we have for the first couple weeks of October would be October 3rd and October 10th. My hope, and again, this is not based on anything, but my hope is that we can get it out by the 10th at the latest. And the reason for that is because, this thing is going to spend a couple of weeks on Mavs QA at that point. And if we're starting to talk about Rebellion, if we're already starting to talk about like Land 1.6, I would love to see that stuff get out before the end of the year, specifically Land 1.6. And, Farpetrad is a beast. He's going to continue working on stuff. But obviously the later 1.5 deployment goes, it's just the later it's going to be for 1.6. And I would really like to see 1.6 out by the end of the year, if that's even possible. But my hope is that it is. And when I say 1.6, let me be very clear here. I'm not talking about land surfing. I know people are so hyped on land surfing and they think it's going to save the game and save land and all that. Yeah, it's cool. But I have no idea when it's coming. It wasn't on any of the white papers. As of now, from my understanding, it's just an idea. And whereas, the actual things that need to be implemented would be prefix titles and the grain market. So those are the two main things that I would really, really like to see before the end of the year. Because if we get land launching at sometime in October, and then you got to wait 3 months just to get those two other items, that's a long time. So I have faith in Farpetrad that he'll be able to get that going. Other than that, we don't really know much else about Rebellion. So Harris, I think that's it for the Splinterlands updates, outside of the fact that we just hit a new all-time low today. So congrats to everybody for your diamond hands. So 1.52 cents. And yeah, it is what it is, right? So Gala's down to 1.3. That's interesting. Let's see here. But I am thoroughly impressed that Bitcoin has held so well. In fact, sorry, I must check this because the whole wake me up when September ends. Let's see here. So Bitcoin, how are we doing on the 30-day? I know we crashed, but here, if we go so where were we at? We were at 27, almost at 28K at the end of August. Then of course we hit September, and then boom, we get back down to the 26Ks. But what's been interesting is, look at this. We're kind of rising back up. 27, 26, 27, 26. So, if you go back, let's go max. What was this like a year ago in 2022? Because I remember what it was like in 2021, but that was like, the heart of the bull. So at the end of August, for example, Bitcoin was 24K. No, 21, 19. And then we go into September. I guess it held relatively well in September last year. But keep in mind that 2022 was a down year for Bitcoin. And if you look at the history of Bitcoin, for people who don't follow, like, Bitcoin has a trend of going up for 3 years and then going down for 1 year. So 2022 was the down year. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm proven wrong already. Either way, September's been a rough month, has not been as rough as I expected for Bitcoin. But obviously that has not translated into a lot of these smaller cap coins, namely SPS. But you could probably see the same thing here with Gala as well. Actually, I'm sorry. I am just now curious once again. Because is there a 30-day? Oh, no, it's just a 7-day. I wish there was a 30-day type of thing. What is Toncoin? Oh my God, what is this thing? Top 10, up 25% in the last week. Yeah, it's just a lot of Reddit. I would love to see what is the last 3 weeks, but I don't think that there's any way to pull that in. What if we look at the global market cap for 30 days? Yeah, so we did hit 1.1 million at the end of August, or near the end of August, and we're kind of still around that area. So maybe this was it. Aggie talks about this, saying that September 10th, 11th, whatever this is around here, was the best that the bears could do, and this is why he's so bullish, because he's thinking we can rise up from here with all of the positive narratives that are happening around. And by that I mean the Bitcoin having next year, the Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF that may go live, all that fun stuff. All right, so let me catch up on the chat now. RK3, thank you for. Okay, hold on. There we go. Thank you for liking. Appreciate you. Auto like triggered. SPS falling because of the general crypto market, or are these people just exiting the game? I thought 17 cents is already low, but oh boy, 15. It's not 17. It's 1.5 or 1.7 cents. So okay, I'll kind of recap what I said in the video that I posted earlier. People love selling SPS. Nobody likes buying SPS. So if you have bought SPS in the past, 30 days, please raise your hand or make a comment in here. If you've bought, and not a small amount, but a significant amount of SPS over the past couple of weeks, I would love to know why. Why did you buy it? Because for the most part, this stuff is being given out like candy, and people are just selling it, right? It is the primary reward token. And at this point in time, while you need it in order to earn, it is worthless. So people have enough of it already, and therefore they are selling it off, or whatever extra that they have, in order to, get whatever benefit from the game, or outside of the game. So here's the thing, Harris. I don't know when this ends. I think a lot of people are hyped for land. And while I think that land is going to do a lot to help clean up the DEC oversupply, there's still an SPS oversupply. So not just an SPS oversupply, but we're printing anywhere from 600,000 to 1 million every single day, right? So we will need either more people coming into the game, in order to get that buy pressure for SPS up, we will need people to stop selling it, potentially start burning it for DEC, which is where the whole like land and then rebellion comes into the mix of, hopefully slowing down that sell pressure. But you saw just what a little bit of buy pressure could do, right? We go back to July and SPS pumps like 40% or something like that, going from 1.5 to almost 2.5 cents. Again, is it a lot? No, but most people had gotten a ton of SPS already. So they didn't need to buy that much more. It's just select folks that needed to go out and, purchase whatever they had. But in that time frame, here's the tough question that needs to be asked. Did we gain more people or did we lose more people in the game? I think we all maybe know the answer to that. But I don't know. At this point, I haven't seen I've seen a lot of new usernames that are commenting on videos. So if you guys are new to the game, I would love to know. But we can quickly and easily go here to somebody like potentially from scratch, and you can see over the last week we've gotten 26 spellbook purchasers. Now, here's the best part about the fact that we don't have a lot of players. 26 spellbook purchasers could actually be somewhat significant, right? And again, not 26 in the sense where, from an absolute standpoint, but from a relative standpoint, if we only have 500 to 1,000 real players in the game, then 26 people coming in is significant. And 26 people coming in and potentially trying to buy enough SPS and cards to, whatever, cards don't matter, but buy enough SPS to get into silver or gold or maybe even diamond plus, that could be significant, right? But obviously not significant enough to offset the amount of inflation coming in every day. Think about it this way. Let's say all of these players, over the past week, we have had 26 spellbook purchasers that wanted to come in and they wanted to play at the diamond level, meaning that they needed 200,000 SPS, right? Again, they don't need that much, but they just wanted to have 200,000 SPS. You get 26 people coming in, buying 200,000 SPS. I'm just doing this math roughly, guys, so it's not going to be perfect, but I just want to prove a point here. 200,000 SPS times 26 gives you 5.2 million SPS that would have been purchased over the past week. We've printed 7 million over the past week. So you get what I'm saying? Even if new people are coming in, they cannot absorb the sell pressure that will be coming from that. Now, how many people are selling that SPS? I don't know. It's really difficult to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have small players who are in it for the play to earn mechanism that are going to take out whatever they can from the game, all the way up to whales, right? Like if you're a whale and you have 12 million SPS already, why would you bother holding on to more, right? Your life is already going to change if you have 12 million SPS and SPS goes to the moon. Like getting to 12.5 million SPS or 12.1 million SPS isn't going to do that much. But this is where hedging your risk comes in, right? And why I talk about not financial advice, but for myself, I take ice cream money off the table. Something catastrophic happens, well, at least I was able to get some ice cream out of the game, right? So that's just where I'm at. All right, so BBMX says Weirbeard said land surfing in about 6 months. Boom. Okay, thank you. Where do you say this? On Walking Keys and Gangstream? Okay, thank you for that, Virus and BB Omega. All right, so let's stop talking about land surfing. That's not even a thing. It's not on any white paper, and it's 6 months away, which we know what happens when we think like 6 months down the road. So within that time frame, I don't know. I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not to be bearish or but it's not a thing. So now we know. Let's stop talking about land surfing. People can stop getting hyped about land surfing. We can just deal in reality. So let's see. Just watch your SPS all-time low video. If you still believe in the flywheel, shouldn't you prefer DEC over SPS? Would you prefer DEC over SPS? I think, again, not financial advice, but personally, for me, I think DEC is one of the easiest trades right now if you're looking to make like a clean 20, maybe even 30%. So yeah, DEC almost has to go up before SPS. But, in terms of long-term potential, Is DEC going to do multiples above its peg or multiples from where it's at now? Probably not, because the mechanism is in place. But SPS has the potential to do multiples. Again, not on the short-term time frame, but we'll say medium to long-term. So yeah, I mean, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm holding a good bag of DEC that I fully plan on dumping on the market as soon as we get close to peg, right? So just that's what I'm doing. Like, I have my DEC. I don't need it for land because I only have 3 plots. And as soon as other people need it, I'm going to sell it to them at a higher price than what it's going for right now. It's just how the market works. All right, Alistios, what's going on? Good morning, all. Almost time to grab more SPS. 1.46 is my target. Any specific reason for that? I don't know. Ended up buying a new XBot token, says Alistios, yesterday to Bot Wild. There we go. Nice. Well, congratulations on coming back to the game, Alistios. I have been having a struggle in the new modern format. So I've played a couple games here and there, but yeah, it feels nice to have. I don't have XBot, but I have Archmage working for me on the wild side of things, just collecting cards. Although my rewards are such trash. Remember, so what's my reasoning for botting my account? Well, it's because the bot can earn more reward shares, and so I don't care about the SPS earnings per game, even though it's like, here, this is what, 3.7 SPS in my last win on Modern, and 2.2. That's actually not that much higher. This is what, 50? It's like 50% more. Okay, so I mean, it's significant, but we're talking about like 12, 13 SPS per day, which, as we're seeing now, is about the amount of change that I can find in my sofa cushions. So I want more chests, right? I'm only able to get 3 to 4 chests if I play Modern Diamond versus if I let the bot run. And look at this trash, man. It's just, I want cards. I don't want SPS. I don't want potions. I don't want merits. I want cards. And it's just giving me 3 cards. This is not 30% or 33%. That's very disappointing. But I suppose I had to do 0 work in order to attain that. So it is what it is. I'm wondering, though, should I switch over to XBot at this point? Because I'm kind of thinking that I don't want to pay. Oh my God, an XBot token's only $39? Yeah, maybe I will. I still have an Archmage Alpha Pass. I can drop that. I don't even know what Archmage is doing anymore. No hate. I just don't know what their game plan is for the future. In fact, I'm curious to know what XBot's plans for the future are. If anybody here was using Battle Helper or XBot tokens, if you guys are in that Discord, what's the game plan for Siler moving forward, if you're willing to share? Because don't get me wrong, I am anti-Battle Helper from a competitive standpoint, but I am very much pro innovation around the Splinterlands space. So I hope that Siler did not get discouraged and is deciding to leave. Bought 20,000 SPS last month to get my shares boost in gold. Oh, okay, that's not insignificant. Spent 1K USD to get better gold, 1 multiplier, and if it goes to 1 cent, I'll buy another 1K. All right, so 1K USD, which was what? We'll just say 1,000 divided by 0.02. Obviously, SPS wasn't even at 0.02, but you probably got, what, at least 50,000 SPS? That's not bad. GFI Gaming, it's good to see you back here, man. Crap, I bought about 10K SPS a month ago because it was low. Maybe I like candy. I'm buying 500 SPS per month or more because it's cheap and I'm cost averaging my bag. All right, well, Alistios is helping to save the price. If Alistios and all these guys weren't around, guys, we would definitely be below a penny right now. Yeah, sell some cards. Think SPS would be a safer bet, but unfortunately not. Yeah, nothing in the Splinterlands is safe. I'm looking to buy cards after land now. Here's the thing with SPS. At the end of the day, SPS is always going to be sold for more cards and more assets in the ecosystem. It's just what it is. It is the reward token. It will always face that kind of sell pressure. It's just sad to say. Like, until we get to a point where not enough SPS is being minted and people actually need it in order to earn. I don't know. I keep buying land sell-offs using my DEC. I know I need 1 million DEC for land minimum. Ooh, that's a lot. So I'm a new player. I have $10. Help me become a millionaire. That's what this game is about. Oh, Baby Omega, you missed the time frame, man. The time to become a millionaire and make a ton of money was back in 2021 when we were printing both SPS and DEC like candy, like golden nuggets of candy. RK3, low key, this Virus guy has big brain. Quality players keep the game interesting. Virus is awesome. I just lost to him again. I don't know what he's doing down in Diamond. Virus, I keep saying that you're one of the best players in the game. You need to not drop down the Diamond. You need to be landing on the champ leaderboards. Tails, what's going on? It's okay to be realistic. Indeed, that's my plan too. Very cool. All right, so 1.46 cents is my target based on power of 10% strategy I've said a while ago. Buy 10% on 10% dips, sell 5% on 10% pumps. All right, man. I mean, that's a solid strategy. You know, here's the thing. Most strategies work. It's just people don't have the discipline to stay with them, right? Like the easiest strategy is buy low, sell high. But how many people mess that up? Show us the trailer. You want to see the trailer? All right. So okay, so that you guys can get the sound, I think I need to put it in a separate window. So let me open this up. And hopefully it'll be... All right, so let's see. What are we looking for? My Pet Hooligan. Early access gameplay trailer. This is not a gameplay trailer though. Okay, so here we go. Let me switch this. Can I switch source? No, just stop screen. Window, My Pet Hooligan. All right, can you guys see this? I think so. And hopefully my computer can handle it, but I'm going to stop the music as well for a second so we can save some bandwidth here. And let me take your comment off. Too much of it. All right, here we go. Oh, never mind. This is a gameplay trailer. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. I don't know if the audio is coming to you. Sorry, 1 second. If it's not, let me know. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, so that's the gameplay trailer. Present, share screen, window, My Pet Hooligan. Now, how come? Oh, never mind. Okay, so it's not window, it's tab. Sorry, I'm still figuring this stuff out. Share tab audio. Oh, okay. Hold on. So let me do it in a different browser now. Sorry, guys. It's the first time I'm testing something like this out, but actually, this is good to know. Now we can do My Pet Hooligan. So they released the cinematic trailer, which I'll go to that first, and then we'll watch the other one, the gameplay, because I actually haven't seen the gameplay trailer. Oh, someone's calling me. Let's just ignore that for now. Share screen, Chrome tab would be this one. Boom. Oh God, did I click on the wrong thing? Yes. Sorry. This is turning into a nightmare, guys. Where's this sound coming from? Oh, here we go. Okay. So let me. All right, let's present again. And I think I have to click on share tab audio. All right. Hopefully this works. Sorry, people probably would have just been able to do it by themselves at this point. But here we go.
I was just looking around, oh, but look at what I found. The sweetest little girl I ever knew. I was just biding my time. It never crossed my mind I'd meet someone who thrilled me like you do. Looking around, just moseying along. I met you, and all my dreams came true. And all my dreams came true. And now we're looking around to the preacher we are bound. 'Cause, oh my goodness, look at what we found.
All right, so I muted my mic there because I'm also hearing the thing here, but I do want to watch the gameplay trailer as well. I think the audio was coming through, but I haven't seen this yet, so I kind of want to see the whole thing. I'm gonna mute again.
Calling all hooligans. Let's get it. Let go.
Mount up, D-Trade, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them Rays or we ain't. You already know me, some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Or stay out the way for the movement. Jerry King squad up, no cap. We out you. What's happening? Got factions by the masses. When I test our G, we AK deep in the street with a fleet. Made a 6K drop to his knee, but believe this what you call anarchy. On the rise, strategize every move. When we ride, don't care what fact you from or how much dirt you done. We on the takeover, speak aside. Shit. Mount up, D-Trade, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them Rays or we ain't. You already know me, some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta go. Mount up, D-Trade, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them Rays or we ain't. You already know me, some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it.
All right, that was interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and go back to sharing the other screen now. I gotta say, I mean, even the gameplay looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and stop sharing that so we can go back to the other tab here. So I saw Alicio say Bunny Fortnite. I can see that being the case. Where's your comment? New Web3 game. Yeah, Bunny Fortnite. So, but here's the thing. The game looked cool. It looked clean from a gameplay perspective. It has that kind of aesthetic of Fortnite as well. And this is what I keep talking about, where it's just like, if it's cool, if it has that vibe and it gets a lot of people jumping in, especially your like mid to late teenage crowd that's interested or just starting to explore NFTs and crypto on the next bull run, that's the type of thing that they can go out and do partnerships with, like a Nike, or a partnership with, any of these like big major movie studios or stuff like that. So yes, I think Bunny Fortnite is probably a good way to look at it. All right, let me catch up on the rest of the chat here. Thanks for humoring me with going through some of that gameplay. But like I said, I saw the cinematic trailer last night. I was just like, oh, this looks awesome. It just, it's cool to see. People always love to shit on Web3 games and be like, oh, there's nothing there. But it was actually cool to see a game that had like an awesome marketing trailer, cinematic video that puts something out there. So again, I keep hearing about it from other people. I don't know anything else about it. I don't know how it's actually Web3, but it looks like there's probably a Web2 version of it that is available on Epic Games. Okay, so let me see. Where did I leave off on chat? So, okay. So I only want cards, says Supreme Victory Network. Anon says, I get better cards in silver. Bro, don't tempt me. I've already told several people, I think I've even said this on stream, but it's like, I think once Rebellion comes out, I'm going to be so excited to move down into silver or gold. Hopefully gold, but it really just depends on how expensive the Rebellion cards are and how meta they are. But otherwise, it'll be great for me to like sell or rent the Chaos Legion cards that I have, and then just kind of focus on having lower level cards, and that being that. Damn, Xbox was $100 the last time I remember it. I was in high demand when you could use it across the board, but no longer. That's because Xbox not. Oh, Xbox does charge 10 to 20%. Ah, okay, never mind. Then I'm not going to bother with it. I already have Archmage set up. It is Xbox Mini. I can only use till gold. Got it. So Siler hinted Xbox would start requiring 5% delegation. I think I do remember that. I just bought an Xbox token to let my CL Riftwatchers deck be running Wild Champ. This way I get more chests and I don't have to play against unofficial bots, battle helpers in Modern. Yeah, this is probably going to be a lot of the attitude and the next problem that we face. Agreed. When SPS is required to be burnt in-game, then the price will move. Players won't like having to burn SPS, but it'll help move the price. I hope so. I have high hopes for land and then Rebellion. I think that's going to be a nice 1-2 punch. How are Rooney prices going? Do I have OpenSea here? I do have OpenSea. Let's check Rooney prices. Is there a dark mode for them? Oh, it's okay. We won't stay on this tab too long. Floor price is down from the last time I saw it. It was 0.4 last time, so we're down to 0.354. And these all look like super basic ones. Sounds on your speakers. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so it's been a lot more fun playing lately. It's fun to see cool strats being used in matches now and learning from them. Yeah, like whenever I play, I still play in Modern. So even if people are using unofficial battle helpers or whatever the case is, I still prefer to play in Modern, mainly because that's the strength of my deck. Plus, I just know that I'm going up against real people, and I see more names that I recognize in Modern than in Wild. Master Liquidity and Champion Modern yesterday was pretty rough. I need to budget more time to battle daily. New Web3 game. Yeah, that was it's called My Pet Hooligan. So Tails Snooker Master for sure. All right, send a small video of Astral Wars gameplay in your Discord. Oh, let me go check that out now. Thank you. Let's see if I can pull that up too. Oh, Powers, you sent me a note here too earlier. Battle Helper in Modern. Okay. Oh, all right. This isn't on YouTube or anything, right? Is there audio? Hold on. Can I get a copy link? Let's see if we can share it with the rest of the folks here. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold up. Copy message link, copy link, open link. No, that's not gonna do it. Ah, shoot. All right, never mind. I'm just watching the video here. Sorry, it's not on screen. Game still looks very basic, but it seems like it is. But I thought you said that it is an auto battler. No, this does not look like an auto battler at all. Interesting. Okay. Astral Wars. I will go check it out. And if you guys want to watch it, it's in the SL chat channel of my Discord. Fortnite, the game looks rank. I would not play plus music. Yeah, it's not for everybody. Too goofy for me. I'll stick to SPL, Forge, and Go. The thing is, a game like that is going to require a completely different type of strategy and skill set, right? Something like Fortnite is very different from playing, something like Hearthstone. So, Year of the Rabbit plus Double Cross Skull and Bones conspiracy comment. I will take a hard pass on the Ghetto Rabbits. See, I mean, again, I know that there's a lot of people here who love Splinterlands and only Splinterlands, and I respect you, but that doesn't mean that it's the only kind of game that's going to succeed. It's kind of cute in a weird way. It's from Epic, so it's legit. Yeah, I mean, I would trust that Epic has done some kind of vetting. Again, any new Web3 games out there mostly have the same issue. They are 100,000% better than GLG or SL in terms of gameplay and graphics. So yes, and the team is aware of this, and I actually think it's great that they are, right? And again, it's not throwing shade. It's just their focus is on building a very robust game economy versus trying to compete with a game that has crazy gameplay and graphics. So the question that I always pose to people, and I don't know what the answer is. I have a suspicion, but I don't know what the answer is. Is it easier to build a game economy, a successful game economy, or is it easier to build a successful, and very good looking game, right? So we have two examples here. Something like a My Pet Hooligan versus Splinterlands, right? Splinterlands is very basic from a card game perspective. And just forget about the fact that they are different genres right now. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Forget about My Pet Hooligan. Let's talk about Parallel, right? Parallel versus Splinterlands. Both of them are in the card game realm. Sure, it's a little bit different in terms of the overall card games, but one's an auto battler versus one is more involved. But here's the thing. I don't know what the economy or game economy for Echelon Prime and the Parallel ecosystem looks like right now versus what it looks like for Splinterlands. And the thing is, you could make the argument, look at Splinterlands tokens, they have a very good system set up, but the economy is in terrible shape, right? Hitting new all-time lows is not a good sign of where you want things to be, especially on the eve of one of the biggest releases from the team, as well as a brand new set, right? The first major set that's coming out since the bull run. So again, I'm just saying, I'm actually putting Splinterlands probably higher than most people would, and saying that I think it has a phenomenal infrastructure setup, even if its tokenomics are kind of in a garbage place right now. But we know that over time, as they add value to the ecosystem, that will start to improve. On the other side, you get something like Parallel, very clean interface, very good, whatever. How difficult or easy is it for them to create a successful game economy, right? Because both of those are required. Now, the question then becomes, who are you attracting? Splinterlands, no doubt, is attracting investors. It's a gamified DeFi platform, whereas Parallel has the potential to attract Web2 gamers. The problem is Web2 gamers don't like NFTs. So again, there's no perfect answer to this. It's just a matter of how do you go about getting the most people onboarded? How do you go about getting the most people to know about what you're doing and then onboarding them into the ecosystem? So those will probably be the two that we watch over time, because it's the closest parallel, and yes, pun intended, that I can find between games. The enemies are called Zuckbots. Most of them can't do tokenomics. Until they stop doing Web3 games where NFT are only glorified JPEGs with no in-game value, they will all fail. I get 9,000 CP in reward cards per season in gold. Pyramid game. Lux is almost affordable. What's Lux down to? Okay, so here, hold on. I want to just take a second to give an idea out there. And if I was building a game based around NFTs and around well, based around NFTs, here's how I would design it. And this is not like, feel free to take it. Hopefully I'm able to get myself in a position or find people to work with that will be able to bring this to life at some point in the future. But I really don't think that tokens and having your ecosystem kind of based on tokens is the best way. Granted, I'm not against it. It's just the Bitcoin maxing me. To me, what would be really interesting if there was a model set up is to create a game that maybe say only had like, I don't know, 1,000, 10,000 NFTs, right? One of these profile picture projects. And therefore only 10,000 people could play the game. But what you do is you make an amazing gameplay experience. So imagine something like a Fortnite, okay? You make an amazing gameplay experience. Somebody comes in, or people can come in and they can play and they can bring their skill or whatever. You have only 10,000 people that can play this game. It's maybe not something that's played, like maybe there's also a free to play version, so anybody can come in and practice, right? So there's a Web2 version. Sorry, I'm doing this all out of order. There's a Web2 version. Anybody can come in and play and practice like a Fortnite. But in order to get to the elite level where you can earn, you would need to own one of these 10,000 NFTs. And if you are a 10,000 NFT, one of the NFT owners, you'd be able to earn prizes, and maybe there'd be tournaments done every weekend, every month, or something like that. And the big thing would be for the marketing and sales side of the team to go out and secure partnerships, a la something like Fortnite, where you get maybe a cool new skin in the game. It doesn't add any value, it doesn't give you any edge, but it adds a cool new skin in the game. And those, the revenue from that, maybe half of it goes to the team and the partnership, and the other half of it goes towards funding a lot of these different prizes. So in order to earn in the game, you only need those 10,000 NFTs, right? Or one of those 10,000 NFTs. You need to participate, show your skill in these games, in these tournaments, and then there's massive payouts, which is probably more similar to like a Web2 model, right? In terms of it not having a full gamified or DeFi economy, but at the same time, it's very much NFT based, right? Where you could create, in my opinion, what could potentially be a thriving company that isn't dragged down by token values, right? You don't see all the token values go down. Now, it could be dragged down by the NFT values if people don't want to play the game. Maybe the team is unsuccessful in securing partnerships and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, if only 10,000 people can earn, and you make it something where it's just like an event that's happening every week, every 2 weeks, every month, something like that would have a lot of value. And I would still consider it Web3. But what you wouldn't attract are investors. What you would attract would be players who could go and practice for free on the Web2 version. And then if they show their skills, or maybe there's an investor who wants to come in and buy one of these NFTs and then create some kind of scholar model where somebody else is able to come in and play it, participate in these tournaments, in these games, and win. That could be interesting. I don't know. It's just a model that I've been throwing around in my head. It's not perfect, but this is a exciting space. So hopefully somebody takes that idea and runs with it. All right, you can go to the game Discord and see tutorial. There's a YouTube link. All right, awesome. Alluvium delayed again. Folks getting kind of impatient over there. Hey, see, so it's not just Splinterlands, guys. every game goes through this. Kaldar 1982 has a few vids on Astral Wars and Astral Revelations on YouTube. Okay, cool. Creating economy is harder than creating a game. That's why no governments were able to create proper working economy ever. Well, the other part of that is whenever people get into power, they like to make sure that they're the closest to the money printers. And crypto is no different. Look at every crypto project out there, including Splinterlands. And I'm not saying that there's anything bad. It's just look at every crypto project out there. When they come out with a token, there is an allocation that is supposed to be for the team. It's one of the easiest ways that all these people, since the 2017 ICO bubble, right, that people can just get rich. They sell you on an idea, they allocate a certain amount of the crypto for themselves, and then they either rug pull or they fizzle out. So it's just, whether it's a government or whether it's somebody creating an ICO in their basement, it's the same thing, man. I heard 3 RD world counties are big on Web3 gaming. Do you mean third world countries? and Web3 altogether. Yeah, well, there's an opportunity there. I mean, crypto in general, I think, is going to impact developing countries more than developed countries. I mean, you're starting to see already how, like, there's 2 countries, I think, that have adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, El Salvador and CAR, or Central African Republic. And there's a couple others that have like really good Bitcoin legislation. So it's going to start on the fringes and work its way in. Dragon's Crossing Season 4 is sort of close to what you're saying. Oh, interesting. Okay. That might be something we're checking out. There would be investors buying as many of these and wait for them to be scarce and in demand, sell back for a profit. Yeah, well, again, it's still going to be Web3, but you wouldn't get people coming in because there's like liquidity pools to mess around with. Richard, what's going on? Good to see you here. Doug Hype just released a 2-minute video yesterday. Cool. Pre-mined. Yes, there you go, pre-mined. That's why, like, and I forgot what's the term that they fair launch, right? How many projects out there are like considered fair launch? Hi Wibble wee. I can't do the typing good thing, but hi Beaver. Luke, what's going on? Good to see you here, man. All right, hold on. Somebody just tagged me in the Splinterlands Mavs thing. What's this about? Oh, somebody shared my all-time low video. Enjoy the video's balanced view. All right, well, thanks, Dave. I appreciate you. Yeah, if you saw that video, I really wasn't trying to be negative. It is a negative situation, but I try to give my best silver lining, which is that hopefully we're going to burn a ton of SPS before it's all said and done. Before we hit the ever so elusive flywheel. All right, so we checked out My Pet Hooligan. I watched a video on Astral Wars. Is there anything else we're looking at these days? Anything else people are playing? So, well, I mean, I will play Genesis League when it comes out. I'm still playing Golem Overlord. I'm still playing Decrops. I hadn't checked into TerraCore for a while, but that's something that I would like to dig a little bit deeper into as well. But all these are still on Hive. So we're going to spend a lot more time on CoinGecko today than I was expecting. Now, we talked about Illuvium being delayed once again. So there's that. Let's see, GameFi. All right, so we'll ignore these top couple of ones. So Axie Infinity is still the fourth. It's impressive. Well, their market cap, I wonder I don't even know what their tokenomics look like. But Gala's down again. Hey, did anybody hear whatever ended up happening with their I think the CEOs are like suing each other, or the founders are suing each other? Illuvium under $40. Interesting. Dude, GMT for Step-In? Not surprising. Every shitcoin chart looks the same. Sorry, just gotta say it. All of these are gonna look the same. Even you can go up here to Sandbox. Let's see, what does this thing look like on Max? Whatever. This is why, like, I'm so bullish on Web3 gaming, but I think when you involve tokens, you just drag everything down. And if a company can find a way to build a solid business that doesn't require launching a token, like a tradable token that needs to have all these DeFi things, I really think that they can make a lot of progress. Sure, some people will look at it as like Web 2.5, but it's not going to be a clean, like, we're not going to switch over right away. Actually, this is not as bad as I thought. They started off pretty high, didn't they? When is this from? September of 2023. Okay, no. What? There we go. Okay, no, never mind. That looks more like it. Okay. Now, they've been around. Okay, so they were not around in the last bull run. Does anybody know of any games that were around since 2017? Axie Infinity might be the closest thing. But they missed the 2017 bull run as well. Oh, no, 2020 for AXS. I don't think there's been a game around since before 2017, big or small. All right, let's get back to the chat here. So Elysius, in my opinion, when you spend so much time in a bear market, you get into doom and gloom and consider everything is dying until we see good news in many games in a row with prices actions going up. Yeah, well, I would say, Sure, we can get a little controversial. I would say that Bitcoin's not necessarily in a bear market anymore. Bitcoin bottomed out and is at the start of a bull. But here's the thing, it's always going to be the leader, right? So what generally ends up happening, and again, it's not financial advice, but it's like what generally ends up happening is we get consolidation into Bitcoin during the bear, and then that is the first thing to really take off. And then once people take their profits from Bitcoin, they put them into alts, ride the alts up. There's always an alt season afterwards, and then take their profits from the alts. So it's actually not a shock to see all of these altcoins, especially all these gaming tokens fail, right? And again, this is not just Splinterlands, but look at Illuvium, for example, right? They're having delays in their game too. So at the end of the day, I don't think any of these really, really take off until Bitcoin starts to take off, unless they deliver such a complete experience that people just have to have their tokens. In fact, I'm curious now, My Pet Hooligan. Is there even a token for My Pet Hooligan? Guess not. That's got to be surprising though. My Pet Hooligan token. New free-to-play gaming project using through blockchain motion capture. So do they just have NFTs? That'd be kind of cool. Oh, yes. Founders Pass, about game modes. So they got a couple different game modes. They got lore, they got ownership. All right, so let's go to My Pet Hooligan. Our collectibles and in-game assets are more than just digital items. They're the heart of our ecosystem, spanning digital and real-world experiences. Okay, OG Hooligans, and subsequently Zuckbots in 2022. Maybe there's no token. That could be interesting. I was literally just talking about this. Who knows? All right, so I keep getting behind on the chat. I don't see why NFTs can't be as big as Pokemon trading cards. Exactly. Like we don't need to have tokens. You could just get these NFTs that are valuable. Splinterlands. Okay, are you talking about Splinterlands being as big as Pokemon trading cards? I hope so. Man, if they follow the Pokemon model, I mean, it's kind of the same, right? You're a battle mage and you're going up against other battle mages and you're casting stuff with your summoners. So instead of like a Pokeball, you just have summoners that can summon these monsters for you. Sure, I missed the fun. What's up, Steve? Good to see you here, man. We're just talking about Web3 in general, mainly still Splinterlands. But there's a lot of exciting things happening around the ecosystem. I'll say more than a month or two in a row, then people will get back to FOMO, totally forgetting they were doom and gloom not that long ago. I think land could fix that. I think land single-handedly can get people excited, and then you 1-2 punch that with Rebellion right around the corner. I'm so again, I don't want anybody to think any differently. I am still very excited from a gaming standpoint on what's happening with Splinterlands. I think it has very strong potential to turn the economy around, especially if we can get some tailwinds from the Bitcoin bull run. But yeah, I genuinely think that starting October of this year, or whenever land comes out, land through the end of the year could actually make the end of 2023 really exciting for Splinterlands. It's just the land baby is stuck. And we just don't know when it's going to come out. Have you tried putting a Rooney on land? You cannot do that on the test server. So no, I have not tried. SPS look the same as that, sadly. Yeah, they all look the same. So we can hate on, you guys can throw as much shade on Splinterlands as you want, but it's the same across every project. It's the same across every project. Here, you want to see an interesting project that doesn't have that? Actually, no, Bitcoin might even have it too, right? But here's the max on Bitcoin. See? So, actually, no, it doesn't have it. There was no major thing here. There's no major launch, and then all of a sudden it just sold off forever. It's just been, slowly up and to the right. But I'll stop imposing my Bitcoin maxiness on you. Yeah, if we could just make games where you own the items and can sell them for USDC, we would be fine. Yeah, The thing is, even something like USDC is going to have some counterparty risk to it. So in a Web3 gaming company's defense, owning your own token in game actually has a lot of value, right? Because at the end of the day, for example, with Splinterlands, DEC has it's a product-backed stablecoin, and the team has full control of it. Imagine if there was a lot of BUSD or USDC, or imagine in 2021 if the Splinterlands ecosystem was flooded with UST, and then come 2022 when Luna collapsed, everything just went to zero. That would have been terrible. So the problem is with any of these stable coins, there's going to be counterparty risk. And even if they were to use HBD, which is the stable coin of the blockchain they're on, they don't have full control of that, in the sense that, the Hive witnesses could vote for something completely different, and that would impact what's happening in the game. And even though I think Matt and Aggie are both witnesses, if they get outvoted, they don't have any full control over that. Do you think blockchain hinders SPL exposure? I feel like if it was on Matic network, it would have a spotlight. Do you think Hive blockchain hinders SPL? 100%. Yes. Nobody knows about Hive. Nobody cares about Hive. Hive is looked at as not very good from many other people for a variety of reasons. And I 100% believe that it is not, or it is 100% believe that it is hindering exposure for Splinterlands. Now, is it the perfect blockchain for Splinterlands? When you think about all the transactions that need to happen, you can make an argument, right? And again, we have to live in reality rather than the hypothetical. So we do live on Hive, and Hive has actually been very good for Splinterlands and the type of game that Splinterlands is. If you can imagine what things would look like on a Solana, on a what's that called, on a Matic, or on even Harmony One. So for example, I played on DeFi Kingdoms on Harmony, right? And that's similar to where Matic is now. The chain completely crashed, but they, every transaction I played in DeFi Kingdoms, I'd have to pay a small transaction fee, right? Now, it was like fractions of a penny. So over time, it didn't really matter to me, but I can see that being, kind of the case here. Now, what's interesting, what I would love to see, if we're going to get into like the real Web3 meat of it, is and I don't know if this is what the team has planned. And again, I'm not technical, so don't, take all this with a grain of salt. But if you could build something and use a token, for example, like SPS, where the transactions were paid not using like the resource credits of Hive, but if it's built on like a second layer on top of Hive, people would hate this. But if it instead burned like 0.001 SPS for the transactions that you did, right? Because then it's adding value to the token by constantly burning the token. I think people, like, at this point in time, we have too many like Splinterlands Hive maxis that would never be okay. But when you look at other games, and I probably need to do more research into like the Ronin chain, but when you look at other places, or even like Ethereum, right? Any of these transaction fees, I think a portion is burned, making like ETH, right? The second project, and yeah, the second project, like, deflationary. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling here. Virus, I was buying DEC with the intention of buying SPS once land hit. The thought was that people would exit SPS DEC pool and sell off their SPS to get DEC for land. I thought it was that people would exit the SPS DEC pool and sell off their SPS. Yeah, hopefully. And then you make that swap, right? You zig while others are zagging, Virus. You buy the SPS when DEC starts going up and SPS goes down. Seabird does exist, called Entropia Universe, since 2004. So Bitcoin breaks 30K. We won't see guys going into alts. I don't think we'll see guys going into alts until after like 40, 50K. I think there's a strong chance that we don't see like a major pump until the end of 2024 or early 2025. But that being said, once again, and I've been burned before, so I know better now, but I'll still say it. If Splinterlands, or literally any game out there, can buck the trend and create a highly deflationary game economy, then they will be able to decouple from themselves from the market very easily. I think Splinterlands has the mechanism and the infrastructure for it. I don't think it has the demand, nor does it have the gameplay to be able to bring people in like that. But that could change next year. New gameplay stuff coming around the corner. All right, the only thing that sucks in this game, and to go back, this is why I was so big on tower defense, because I think tower defense could be the gateway drug of bringing a ton of people into the ecosystem. But once again, we don't know where that's at. The only thing that sucks in this game is that build as a... Oh, you're talking about that other game. Okay. The point is, don't use your own token. That doesn't seem to work. I would love to. I literally cannot wait for games to be built on Bitcoin. And I know people are like, oh, it's never going to happen. But take a look at the Lightning Network. Take a look at a lot of the gaming that's going on for Bitcoin. Again, what I was talking about earlier, right? Imagine it in this way, where you use just the Bitcoin network. Fine, to make it easier for people, you use the ETH network, right? But eventually, this will all go back to Bitcoin. All these other chains are going to fail. But ETH, let's say you use the ETH network, right? So you build something, a game that operates using ETH NFTs, or you can say Solana or Matic, right? Anything that has access to something like an OpenSea. You build all of those. And then you build this game. People use the NFTs to log into the game, play their things, do whatever, win whatever capital that they win. But the money isn't coming from printing new tokens out of thin air. The money is coming from a highly competent and competitive sales and marketing team that goes out there, secures partnerships, and says, "Hey, we want to bring your product in as a what's that called? A skin or an accessory in the game." That doesn't give value, but we're going to sell it, right, for company revenue. We do a revenue split with you, and then a portion of that goes towards paying out players for participating in the game. And in that way, that portion paid to them in US dollars, most likely, or whatever fiat currency is out there, then goes in to buy Ethereum. And Ethereum is paid out to the wallets of each of these NFT holders that is doing well in the game. So using your own token could have value, as I said earlier, but ideally not, right? And so I think we'll start to see this happen in the second bull run, or not the second bull run, but the upcoming bull run or bull runs on ETH. And if I'm not even paying attention, but if you're not paying attention to what's happening on Bitcoin with like ordinals and Lightning Network, like all this stuff will eventually make its way back on there. So Elysius, I've been a BTC maximalist for a while, but seeing Web3 NFTs backed by assets and bring value to the game have more potential outside of pure mining costs for speculation, like any other coin, sadly. Yeah. So what's funny is somebody asked me about this the other day. They're like, "How are you a BTC maxi and playing with all these shit coins?" And the truth is, I mean, when I say Bitcoin maxi, I believe everything is going to consolidate onto the Bitcoin chain. What's going to be interesting is you're going to see a lot of really cool innovation, including and starting with Ethereum, right? Smart contracts and all the stuff that's happening with Solana, Polygon, any other chains that come out in the future. And that's slowly going to make its way back onto the Bitcoin network, right? It's just at the end of the day, it's the only one that is purely decentralized and still staying proof of work so that it doesn't have 51% attack from 51% attack potential from a proof of stake standpoint, nor does it have any kind of centralization issues. Again, I'm not saying Bitcoin's perfect, but if you're comparing it in the vacuum of all crypto, it is perfect, right? And the reason, sorry, I got away from myself. And the reason that I love playing in a lot of these other areas is because they're games. So I'm not going around and like buying a ton of Solana, or I'm buying a ton of like what's that called, Matic, or these other tokens. I like playing games, and I think that there's a lot of value and potential to onboard people into blockchain technology, crypto, whatever it is, through that. I do strongly believe that. But over time, every bear market creates more Bitcoin maxis. And you know what's funny is I literally said that to Darkest Night the other day, because and I'll let him come on here and share his thoughts, because he's had very strong feelings recently. But part of him is just like, man, I'm looking at my assets and I could sell everything right now and just buy X amount of Bitcoins. And I was like, the bear market builds and creates Bitcoin maxis. So USDC is not Terra. No, it is not. But I think, isn't it backed? There's still counterparty risk there. And what I don't like about something like USDC is the fact that they're able to blacklist wallets and things like that. So that, like, what's it called? Censorship. The whole like idea of decentralization just doesn't exist. If you piss off the wrong people, namely governments around the world, they can blacklist you. Because Circle, right? Circle, the company that issues USDC, is a US-based company. So Skyweaver had you earn cards, which you can trade for stable coins. Was a good game, but it didn't take off. I think I heard about Skyweaver. It is funny because ETH is becoming Hive. In what way? My son said until PayPal out, it's not going to work at school. What do you mean PayPal out? If you guys don't know, or if you guys missed it, related to this, PYUSD, which is PayPal's stablecoin, I think got listed on a bunch of major exchanges, including, I think including Coinbase. PYUSD. So if that doesn't tell you where crypto is going in terms of overall adoption. Crypto.com, Kraken, HTX. I swear I thought it was on Coinbase too. Yeah, there you go, Coinbase. Boom. So now you have traditional finance entering in. They have their own stablecoin. This is much bigger than I think people realize in terms of like adoption. Because there's your rail, there's your on-ramp now. I mean, granted, you could have just bought Bitcoin off of PayPal as well and then, moved it off. But people still don't trust Bitcoin, or they don't trust the volatility of Bitcoin, whereas they'll trust, a stablecoin issued by PayPal. BTC for me was a dream of getting away from the system, but BTC these days are mostly owned by the rich people that control the system. So BTC is now as bad as any fiat money. No, I would strongly disagree with that, Elistios. I mean, I know where you're coming from, but yes, will it be dominated by BlackRock and Vanguard and all these other? It will be, but at the end of the day, the value of Bitcoin is that no matter what BlackRock says or does, no matter how much BlackRock owns of Bitcoin, and this is where proof of work is better than proof of stake, in my opinion. No matter how much Bitcoin BlackRock owns, they will never be able to change the algorithm, right? That is something that's decided by, I believe, like the node operators or miners, right? So whereas like if you own 51% of all Ethereum out there, you could essentially make a change to the voting structure and how it works. And at the end of the day, if they're going to buy up that much Bitcoin, just imagine what the price is going to go to. And not only that, they cannot stop any of the transactions, right? It's a trustless peer-to-peer network. So even if BlackRock bought up 90% of all Bitcoin that's out there, two people in a remote part of the world would still be able to trade value without BlackRock, without the US government, without the SEC, without any government being able to stop them. So the truth is that there is no safe space. Gold and silver are manipulated to the core. I mean, Bitcoin's getting manipulated right now, but I would still say that it's better than gold. Why not? Makes sense to me. They can blacklist you from redeeming from them. Well, they can blacklist the coins directly too, right? So they can see if the coins go to a different wallet and then come in. That's why Web3 is better, in my opinion, as long as the economy is working and the game is fun. Yeah, this is, again, I'm here for the games. This is not called Aftersound Finance. This is called Aftersound Gaming. Hive is delegated proof of stake. That is pretty much what ETH is becoming. Just a little different. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it was. Why did they change? Just, I don't get it. I mean, I know there's the energy narrative that goes around, but proof of work is useless now since we've already mined the majority of Bitcoin out there. That those wanted to have monopoly over it already does. It's not 4 million extra BTC that will prevent that. Proof of work prevents the network being taken over, unlike proof of stake, though, at least Yos. Look at that. We caught up with the chat. This is fantastic. I don't think we've talked about a single game, but it's always fun to chat with you guys. A lot of really smart people here, and I enjoy the conversation. What were we looking at? Oh, we were looking at PayPal USD. I guess we can go back here. Maybe we can play some games. How's the bot doing? Damn, the bot keeps losing. I need more than 4 chests. You got 7 hours. Oh, damn, look at the bot playing. Oh, the bot is playing with Rooney. Let's freaking go. Oh, I got to watch this battle. Yeah, Alicios, I can talk about, Bitcoin all day. And I'm not an expert by any means, but I appreciate the conversation, my friend. Okay, interesting placement here of Rooney. Why would you put the 2 people that can get blast help away from one another? That's just weird. How did we win this? Oh, they don't have a healer. Okay. Well, that matters. Boom. Dude, O'Shaughnessy is still a beast. I don't care what y'all say. Oh, and then taking care of business first. Amazing. Sweet. I really need to get my Chaos Dragon maxed out. I think that's an area that I keep getting beat by separate chaos or maxed Chaos Dragons. So let me see here. Let's go to core. I think that'll be the next card that I focus on because I've kind of left my legendaries. $3. Oh, well, that's not terrible. $3 and I only need 3 of them. All right, done. Hopefully that'll mean winning slightly more games. Okay, let's see. That's what I get for not using Xbot. Let the bot wars begin. I'm not aware of a way for USD to ban me from using my coins on a DEX or peer-to-peer. You know what? Fine, Steve. I don't think that's you're right about that. They can just blacklist your wallets, I guess, from redeeming. So I will claim ignorance. I don't want to say anything further because it's probably just secondhand information coming from me. I mean, all this is secondhand information coming from me. All right, smart guy buys like Web3 today. Players are here, like them or not. Where's your gold O'Shaughnessy? My gold O'Shaughnessy is in the collection. It'll probably be used on land very soon. So he's just hanging. Same here. Love crypto and can talk about it all day for sure. Let's just say that once was the people gaining back control over their money. I feel like it has been hijacked already. Yeah, well, here's the thing. This is why I'm still such a big believer in Bitcoin, right? It's because at the end of the day, the institutions can hijack it. They will hijack it. They'll try to manipulate it for their own benefit. But as they do that, people who still adopt it today, it can be manipulated, but it cannot be controlled in the way that a lot of other currencies are. It can't be. Oh, whatever. We've talked about that at length already. And I think it's still just beginning. I know it doesn't feel early because Bitcoin's not below $1. It's 25, 26,000. But when you think about the potential it has to reprice all the different asset classes around the world, and not only that, be impervious to anybody controlling its monetary policy. I don't know, man. I get excited for the future. I mean, I get a little nerve-wracked, but on the whole, I do, the whole like Bitcoin is hope thing. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. He's cheap at the moment. Splinterlands is the land of opportunities, indeed. Well, let's put it this way. When you're owning the printing machine for dollars, you can print as much as you want and buy as many coins as you want, whatever their value. Yes. So this is the fear for proof of stake, Elistios. This is the fear for proof of stake, because what happens when a government decides that they're going to print enough money to buy half of Ethereum to control it, right? And they're not going to do it publicly, right? They're going to do it very privately, probably through a bunch of different wallets. But as soon as they become, 51%, they can control that entire blockchain. And they already did. So, are you saying they own most Bitcoins because of that? Probably. I would be surprised. The thing is, Bitcoin is so small now compared to every other asset class out there that it's easy to be manipulated, right? It's less than $1 trillion in terms of market cap. So it's easy for people, for some people, for the elite, for the rich, to be able to control it at these levels. But they will open the floodgates at some point with the Bitcoin spot ETF. And then if you haven't, I don't know, people probably feel differently, but if you haven't listened to Michael Saylor, I find his analysis very, very in depth, because it's going to reprice all these different areas in which people hold and store value, right? Namely, I think bonds will probably be one of the first areas, just because money printing has gotten out of control. So sovereign debt, look at where the sovereign debt levels are. The other big one is going to be real estate. How many major big investors, whatever, buy real estate because it's the best way to store value, right? But it requires a lot of work. It's taxed. You can't move it easily. You can't sell it or divide it easily. So you're going to have, a lot of people that choose to switch. And just look at BlackRock, for example. BlackRock is the single biggest buyer of single family homes, right? They are one of the largest asset holders, asset managers in history. Why are they buying single family homes? Well, because they're trying to find places to store their money that earn them a higher than 7% yield, right? Because that traditionally is where inflation was kind of pacing at, right? You wanted to make sure you were getting at least a 7% return or higher, and real estate was one of those areas. So what did the biggest asset manager do? They went out and bought a bunch of real estate. Now, would they have done that if there's a better place to store value? You don't have to worry about it being taxed. You don't have to worry about and taxed yearly, right? So there's real estate taxes at like the federal estate level here in the U.S. Obviously, when you sell Bitcoin, you still have to pay your taxes. But that's besides the point. So yeah, all right. Voucher. Is that all you're going to say? Oh, whoops. New change, 1 voucher per roll of daily quest. I think it's a lot higher for the other higher leagues. I actually didn't even look at that. Until that one day where Satoshi coins magically reappear one day, and all along it was them. Oh, yeah. I mean, fine. We can put our tinfoil hats on and say that the CIA that started Bitcoin? The CIA is Satoshi. What if Bitcoin actually hits 1 million? The economy is so hyperinflated, it actually means nothing. That's, well, people are like excited for Bitcoin hitting 1 million at some point. And I'm just like, if it does, probably have some other issues. Although I do think that Bitcoin can hit 1 million without them destroying the economy that much further. If you look at it as something that can rival gold, for example, as a store of value, that's about a $500,000 per coin or per token price. That would be at 10 trillion dollar market cap. So that would rival gold. I think it can be bigger and better than gold. If you look at where it could be, if it ate up some of the tens of trillions of dollars in bonds and tens of trillions of dollars in real estate, I think it can easily hit 1 million. But it all depends on where the access or what access it has to capital. Yeah, to me, what the rich guys have tried to do is shake us all at BTC so that when it does replace gold, they own most of it. Like, here's the thing. BlackRock's going to get so rich, right? They're the ones manipulating, or them and probably many others are probably manipulating prices right now. They're buying it. They're delaying the spot ETF because guess what? When the spot ETF comes out, my aunt, who in 2021 asked me, right, texted me randomly and was just like, should I buy some Bitcoin? And I was like, yes, you should. But at the same time, like, auntie, you're like retired and it's difficult, right? Like it's a whole different thing, right? But now she'll be able to go to her JP Morgan Chase or Charles Schwab, whatever, whatever kind of retirement account and planning she has, and say, yes, I want to buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. I don't want to have to self-custody it. I don't want to have to worry about an exchange going down or whatever. I want to buy a registered security, right? Something that is regulated. And that would be the BlackRock ETF or the Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but Vanguard ETF or, Fidelity ETF, all of these. So that to me is when we're going to see the masses run in. That's why people are so excited for this spot Bitcoin ETF. But right now, look at who's accumulating. Check the on-chain transactions, right? We're getting a lot more whales and a lot more people holding. Pre-mined. Well, it wasn't pre-mined. Bitcoin was fair launch. It was just Satoshi was the first one, so he was mining it at the beginning. Stop cheating with that kitty. Ocelot have potential become a thing. Indeed. All right. What time is it? Oh, we're past noon already, guys. Man, conversation just flies with you guys. So we can start to wrap things up here. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Thursday. If there's anything else you want to chat about real quick, we can do that. All that to say that I'm nihilistic without much faith left in humanity and its greed. We have both the technology and knowledge to make this world better, but greed will always prevail. So I am actually an eternal optimist for the human race. I think quality of life has been getting better and better and better throughout the decades and centuries. I don't think that necessarily changes unless, of course, we get to like World War III nuclear apocalypse. Then yeah, obviously that has that would be a game changer. But on the whole, I think quality of life will continue to improve. Now, the thing is, somebody's quality of life in one part of the world is going to be very different from somebody in other parts of the world. And so what we need to do is be better about democratizing and decentralizing access to that technology, access to that capital. I think the internet was the first big step. I think crypto and Web3 are the next big step, right? Internet was the decentralization of information. Huge. Crypto, Bitcoin specifically, is the decentralization of money. So at some point, right, I do believe, as Balaji calls it, right, there's ascending countries and descending countries. A lot of these ascending countries that are going to be adopting these technologies earlier, right? So look at the countries that are adopting Bitcoin. Look at the countries that have open free internet versus ones that don't. World's going to look very different in 50 to 100 years. I'm not saying that the US is going to collapse, but the best example that I've heard is that we're going to move towards a post-US world. And it's the same way that that after 1940s, after World War II, the world essentially moved to a post-British world, right? That doesn't mean the UK collapsed. It's just the UK wasn't as major of a player on the world stage as they were before the World War II. So I can see that happening where the US will still be very relevant, but we're not going to be the main player. We're not going to be the world police. We're not going to be dominating every facet from military to economic to financial happenings around the world. And though I'm a US citizen and I strongly believe in the ideals of this country, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I think it's a good thing, right? Let there be freedom everywhere. Don't stop interfering yourselves with everything that's going on. All right, for people in the West by exploiting check people in the 1900s, how they hoped 2000 would be the future. God, were they wrong? Dude, Alicios, you cannot tell me though that life in 2000 on average is way better than life in 1900. I mean, again, like we're both being completely ignorant about this because we didn't live in 1900, but just looking at the quality of life that people have today versus 100 years ago, I think it's a night and day difference. And here's the thing, Alicios, we're never going to agree because you're self-proclaimed nihilist. I think I'm a self-proclaimed optimist when it comes to the human race. So I think we can respectfully agree to disagree on certain things, but I think we both still hope for the best when it comes to the future. All right, Absound, what would your card be like? I think fire heavy, weight, 12 plus mana. Are you talking about? I would go for death underdog. If I had a card in the game, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. If they do another round of gladiator cards, it'd be cool to have a gladiator card in the game. Because I think a lot of those gladiator cards were team members or community members early on. So that'd be fun. But I don't know when that'll be happening. For me and you and USA and Canada, sure. All right, fair enough. All right, this conversation has gone completely off the rails in one of the best ways possible, but I respect and appreciate you, Alicios, and everybody else here who's tagged along with whatever we're talking about. Back to the gaming side to wrap things up. No major updates right now on Splinterlands. No, don't apologize, Alicios. Don't ever apologize. I personally don't know when any of this stuff is coming out. My hope is that we get it out within the next week or 2 or 3. But on the whole, thanks for introducing some new games or sticking with me. I will probably be trying to do more content on Parallel at some point in the future. And if I'm able to jump into My Pet Hooligan, might even talk about that a little bit more. But it's an exciting time for gaming. And for people who are here that only love Splinterlands, don't worry, I still love you. But just think about the benefits of the masses of people looking for the next big thing if we get another Axie Infinity moment from Illuvium, My Pet Hooligan, Parallel, one of these other things, right? I think that could be something where it's a rising tide lifts all boats. But that's all I got. Feeling good, feeling optimistic. I'll catch y'all later. Mystic Forest, good to see you. Alicios, Virus, have a good one. I will chat with you soon. So I'm actually traveling tomorrow, but I will try to make sure that I do my usual live stream on Sunday, and we'll try to get some tournaments going as well as on Tuesday. And if I'm able to stream at any other point beyond that for other games or other things, and then we'll try that too. We've been wanting to do another conspiracy theory stream. It hasn't worked out yet, so not this weekend, but maybe the following weekend for those that are following conspiracy theory stuff. But yeah, fun times. And then After Dark Fest in Atlanta last weekend of October. If you're interested in going, this is not like a open event. I'm not posting anywhere about it necessarily, but you can reach out to me and I'll give you the details of where we're probably going to be around. So looking forward to seeing a lot of people then. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your Thursday or Friday morning, wherever you are in the world. Have a good weekend. I'll see you all in a couple of days. Peace.